Y'all see me, suit and tie, looking fly. Soldi gang, stand up. We don't waste time. I'm here with important individual. You know, I always say that, but like this time, I really mean it. I really mean it. Like, look, this is a one in a lifetime opportunity, y'all. This is like no other. All right, listen. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, y'all? My name is Pilani or Pill the Pirate. You can call me whichever. I produce, I sing, rap, whisper, I mix, engineer, all that shit. I even do other shit like dancing, art. I'm into fashion. You know, just whatever to express myself and to inspire the collective and shit.
Wow, a true artist right here. Y'all, this is one in a lifetime. All right, so let's hop to it. How did you get here? Why are you doing this? And what was the catalyst for you to really become an artist?
Well, basically, I've been into music since I was like 5 years old and shit. Like, cause I've always been surrounded by music and stuff like that. Like, my siblings do music, my dad's into music, and everybody's just very musical. So as I got older and stuff, I started like playing instruments like guitar, piano, and shit like that. Yeah. When I got into middle school, I started producing and DJing and shit because I wanted to be like Skrillex and Zed and shit. I wanted to make dubstep shit. Started off with dubstep and EDM and shit like house music and all that jazz. And then as I got older, once I got into high school and shit, I started getting more comfortable with like putting my vocals on the tracks and stuff that I was making, or just putting it on tracks in general and shit. And as I kept growing, I just kept doing more and more and shit like that. And really what got me to where I am is just consistency and believing in myself, being authentic, not being fake, not being phony to nobody, and just staying true to who I am and what I do and shit like that.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like self-honesty, self-accountability, and like a lot of those themes of like handling your own insecurities is some of the steps you have to take in order to be a successful artist, or else you'll be wilding out. Like there's a lot of stories where these artists get to a certain point, but they themselves personally aren't ready to handle the responsibility.
I see that shit so fucking much because motherfuckers be wanting to like be at the top so bad, but it's like they don't have the mentality of a leader. They don't have that leadership aspect. They don't have the leadership capabilities and stuff like that. And even certain people that do, they tend to let their ego run their entire career, which causes them to fall. Yeah. I think there's like a fine line. It's like a yin and yang of like who you truly are and listening to your ego. Because a lot of the time it's like your ego is what gets you there. And this is actually, you brought up a really good point, like with letting your ego get involved. Like, for example, coming up, I used to love J. Cole, right? He was like my top 5, probably still like one of my largest influences for real. And later on in his career, he started talking about how like the ego became more of a problem for him. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, low key, your ego, that hunger, that urge to be seen, that need to be seen is what got you here in the first place. How do you feel about that? I feel like it's definitely necessary to get to where you need to go and shit like that. It's just the fact of like certain niggas let that shit like eat them up so much that it causes them to lose the balance of just like why they did it in the first place. I feel like the definition of letting the ego running over you is when you start doing shit for clout instead of just truly like being passionate in what you do. Like,
I see, for sure. And like you said, there's a lot of countless examples of people who let the ego take over, and it ends up like ruining them their whole career.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, like going forward, what would you say is your message for your audience? Something that you want them to know.
If they want to do some shit, do it. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you can't do some shit. Like, we all have the capability to do whatever the fuck we want. We just limit ourselves, and really we're our worst enemies and shit when it comes to a lot of things. So it's just like, really is not you versus everyone else. In my opinion, there's no such thing as competition to me. It's really just like me versus myself and shit like that. So what I try to tell people is just like, just keep going, just keep doing what the fuck you want to do. If you want to fucking skydive, go fucking skydive. If you want to motherfucking record in a dungeon, do that shit. Just do whatever the fuck you want to do, and do it with pride, with yourself, and stay true to yourself. Just stay true, stay authentic, and don't bite off niggas. That shit's lame. Like,
yeah, for sure. Dang, that was really profound. Well, I got my list of questions. Now, a lot of people, they don't know where to start. You know, you tell them just do it. But a lot of people don't feel like, A, they don't have the tools, they're not confident enough. And what would you say to these people just trying to start, trying to get their whole foot in the door into like life?
Well, when it comes to like music and shit like that, literally all you need to start, this is how I started. I started with some Apple headphones and BandLab on my phone. And literally I recorded, I don't know if you heard trance. I recorded trance off of BandLab, off of my Apple headphones and shit like that. Literally do that shit, and also hang around like-minded people, or hang around people that you aspire to be like. That shit will open a lot of doors and shit. Surround yourself with people who you look up to and shit like that, and stay away from people that are the opposite, because you are who you hang around and shit like that. And also just, I don't even know, because I really started this shit like myself and stuff, and then the people that I fuck with now just came because like just how I am. Really, it doesn't matter what you have, is how you use it. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of tutorials and shit like on YouTube and even on Discord, like join certain Discord servers and shit. I've gotten a lot of tips from hella niggas on Discord, and that's basically it.
That's for sure. I like to look at life like a game of poker, right? There's certain cards that you just get from the jump. Like, I don't know if you ever played poker, but like you get like 2 cards at first, right? And as life goes on, the turn goes on, you flip the river, you see more cards and what you're dealt. And it's about playing those 2 cards you have and making whatever you get into something larger, you know, just playing with the cards you get. And to me, that's how life is, right? And you have to be calculated. And if you get caught in a bluff, it's like over for you. And if you win and you bet on yourself winning, being confident, you know, you yield the most reward. So, for sure.
I definitely look at life as like a game of chess or checkers and shit like that. And I've been studying the 48 laws of power and stuff like that. So it shit really has some gems in it that helps like motherfuckers elevate, and also will help motherfuckers tell who's out to get you, who's not out to get you, and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Knowledge is power, and it's not even the knowledge itself that's power, is being able to apply that knowledge in the proper aspects and shit.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned like using the tools at your disposal, and being an artist and getting into like music specifically. I remember like having to adapt and realize, dang, if I want to rap and make music and have people hear it, I have to do actually a lot more than just rap. I have to learn how to market. I have to learn how to speak. I have to learn how to carry myself in a way that is more than what I was, what I think I am, and what I had to do. You know, I had to surpass expectations. So, one of the tools we have to use is TikTok, right? And TikTok has really taken over the stuff. Some people look down on it, some people praise it. But I think when it comes to the underground, it has a very special relationship because it offers a platform. Like people look actively through TikTok sounds looking for new music. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's definitely a platform that has helped a lot of artists and shit like that. At the same time, I have a more so love-hate type feel about TikTok, because on one hand it can help a lot, but on the other hand it can cause a lot of one-hit wonders and shit.
For sure.
But I really feel like the reason why there's like a lot of one-hit wonders is because they gain that fame, that popularity too fast when they're not ready for that shit. Like, motherfuckers don't be consistent, they don't know how to do business, they don't know how to market, they don't know how to talk to people, and some people aren't genuine, some people just want to do it for clout, so it makes them fall. I feel like TikTok though, I feel like it's a good platform to really elevate and shit, as well as other platforms as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like for me, something that's actually kind of slept on is Discord. Discord, I feel like, has its own method, because you join the right Discords and you talk to the right people. I've gotten my favorite drum kits from Discords. I've gotten like information, views from Discord, self-promotion on Discord. And at this level of the underground, it's almost like high school cliques. I mean, number one, people are young, but everybody's looking for that attention. Artists value that. So if you can find a way to provide that value, that's a great way to do it. And I see like TikTok is the more traditional method now. Everybody's using it, not just rappers.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, bet. So out of the songs you have out right now, which one would you say is your favorite?
Ooh, that's hard. I have a lot of favorite songs. I would say, and it fluctuates, but I would say right now my favorite is definitely Viper. Most definitely.
And what about that song speaks to you more than the other songs?
I feel like Viper, I've taken like a very different approach to it and stuff. That was the first song that like I like fully put my energy into. Well, I can't even say that because I put my energy in all my songs, but I feel like Viper, it just has a special type of like energy that I've put on it, and just the way that I mixed it and stuff, and the way that like just like my wordplay and stuff is very cool. It's very cool. It's very sassy. It's very like a lot of people like shake ass to it and shit. A lot of people fuck with it. Oh God, they be sending me videos of like.
Hey, you know, there's something to really be said about the like. I wish there was a better word for it, because this almost has a negative connotation. But when music is like zesty or sassy, it has this like vibration. Like it I just can't resist. Like, because I made this one song that's like shake ass music too. And it popped off on TikTok a little bit, but like people were in the comments, man, this song is kind of zesty. But it's like, I think it's that same energy that makes it more accessible for everybody.
Yeah, it really like that song really reels people in and stuff. Honestly, because the way that like I flow on and stuff, I wrote the beat perfectly in my opinion. I just didn't hype myself up, but I really like that song. Like my second favorite song has to be my newest song. It's called Crystallized Love and shit. That shit came from the heart. I put my like true emotions in that shit.
For sure.
Yeah, I love a lot of my music. I really only listen to my music now because I got so much music. So it's like it's really hard to just like. It's hard to really pick, but if I had to, I'd pick Viper.
All right. So with all of these songs, you pouring your heart and soul into them. We can tell by the way you speak about the music, success is in your future, okay? What are you gonna do when you get that first check? Like a big one.
I'm breaking bread with my gang. Oh God, I'm breaking bread with my gang, and we gonna go on vacation and shit, and then I'm gonna put some of the money up into my savings so I could accumulate that, and also I'm gonna invest another part of the money into myself, not only with my music but my other businesses and everything, so it could keep growing and shit. Because I'm trying to be wealthy. I'm not trying to be like one check rich. I'm trying to get multiple like flows, like.
Yeah.
But.
And personally, I feel like that's one of the more attractive things about being an artist is the independence and freedom that comes with it. And I feel like it's not just rap or music, it's this new type of thing, this new concept called a content creator. This term that flows around a lot. And I predict that in the future, people like rappers, they're gonna also be streamers and YouTubers and heavy on that, or maybe even actors. And because these to me, these are the people that are most memorable and more marketable and make more money for people. So if the label doesn't fade away, then that's definitely the pathway people are gonna go.
That's crazy. I was literally just talking about this like earlier today with my friend Jules. Because like after I get to where I need to go with music and shit, I really want to start like not only streaming, doing YouTube and shit like that, that's a given, but I also want to get into filmmaking. I want to make my own films. I want to make my own video games. I want to make animations. Like, based upon the music that I've made, I want to put my music on as the soundtracks and shit, and also like other types of music too. But I really want to like involve every single aspect of creativity and put that into like one.
For sure. Do you have any other hobbies other than music?
Hell yeah, I dance. I do art. I paint. I do fashion designer. I throw events and stuff. I do a lot of shit. Damn, what do? I do so much shit I don't even be remembering. I do nails. I love to cook. I'm a very good cook. I love cooking.
All right.
And I know that's not all, but that's all I can think of right now.
Okay. And how do you feel like these other hobbies affect and play into your music and your creative processes?
I feel like it helps me stay motivated and shit because I have ADHD. So if I keep doing the same exact thing or whatever, not the same exact thing obviously, but like sometimes I get burnt out and stuff. And when I get like in a little musical slump or whatever, I go off to other hobbies and I do them and shit. It causes more inspiration to go back to it. And then also I can take what I've made during my music hiatus and combine it to make something that I've never even made before.
For sure. I think right now, like, we're in a very like hot spot for music. I think we're about to enter a new renaissance period because music is so different now. Like, it's going in such a unique direction that it's not exactly pop, but more localized and niche. And I guess it's because our generation consumes like a lot of media through like social media and stuff like that, but also through video games, TV shows, and this is a large part of our culture. Now, for me, in my case, like, video games really are like, to me, they're right here with music, right? Because they're a medium in which you can interact and be a part of this story while also hearing music, dialogue, writing, and visual aspects. And like, it's really a whole new medium of art expression. Do you feel like with the whole new wave of artists, everybody wants to be a content creator, that labels will still be involved? How will this be monetized? Like, where do you see the future of the underground in like maybe 5 years?
That's a shaky question because really now it's very unpredictable, but not like scary unpredictable, but it's like somebody always comes out with some surprising ass shit and it like makes me feel like damn, like it's some new shit. It's like hella crazy. I really feel like that it's an unpredictable future for the underground, but I really think it's a good unpredictable type shit. Like, I don't really know. Yeah, it's very unpredictable. I catch new shit all the time that I never expected. I feel like people are really being true to their craft and stuff more so than how it was, like, I would say, like, even last year, like a couple years ago and stuff. I feel like more people want to be authentic and really just put their soul into what they love. For sure.
Yeah, and we see that, I mean, with all the tools people have at their disposal. I feel like making music is easy, but the skill gap is like super high. Like, the barrier for entry is small, but what you can do with all the tools and technology we have now is like through the roof. So you're definitely right. All right. Now, if you could have 3 superpowers, what would they be?
Telekinesis, pyrokinesis, and invisibility.
Damn. Nobody has said pyrokinesis. Can you tell us why pyrokinesis?
Cause I like to burn shit. I like to set shit on fire, and it would be cool if I could just like activate my chi and just be like whoosh, and then just fire just spews out shit like that, or just having fire like come out my mouth like a dragon and shit like that. I love dragons. Like, that shit is fire, literally.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Would you say you have any role models?
Yeah, most definitely. I have a lot of role models. Melanie Martinez. Who else? These questions be so like that question. It gets asked me, like, people ask me that a lot, and it's just so many. But I would definitely say Melanie Martinez, Asking Alexandria, K Strueno, motherfucking people that I know personally and shit, like Jules World, my nigga Aries, my nigga Trebane, hella motherfuckers, and really myself as well.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, it's important to compare yourself to who you were yesterday and not like all these other people that come along, because you're gonna know yourself the most at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, well, one more question for you, and it's pretty general, but how do you feel about the underground right now, you know, as a community? What do you say?
I'm gonna be honest, niggas in the underground need to do better. Right now, they need to do something better. Especially from what I've seen and shit, it's a lot of beef and it's a lot of unnecessary drama and just a lot of unnecessary shit. And I've seen a lot of like unauthentic people trying to be like somebody else, people trying to like grasp what other people have to fit themselves, but it's really like everything works differently for every single person. I feel like everybody has to do a better job of not only being themselves. I really stress that so much, because it's just like you're with yourself 24/7. Why try to be like somebody else that's not around you as much as you're around yourself? And also care for people around so much more, because you never know what can happen. And also just being pure, having a pure intended heart can take you a very long way and shit. I feel like everybody needs to do a better job with being more like sentimental, being more kind to each other.
All right, absolutely. Well, this is the part of the interview. If you want to give out any special shout outs, thanks, talk about whatever topics you want, now's the time to do so.
All right, shout out Jules World, shout out Trebane, shout out Aries, shout out Tenet, shout out CC, shout out motherfucking shout out Uni, shout out Typhoon. Who else? Shout out Bugs. Shout out Zoba. Shout out Goose. Shout out damn, who else? Fuck. Shout out Leak. Shout out Squeamish. Shout out the entire 407 band. Shout out Gerd. Shout out my mom. Shout out my dad. Everyone else. I don't have no disses towards nobody. I don't beef with anybody. There's no competition. It's only me.
Thanks. All right, y'all. Listen, it's been Saintly Solace the Soldi Man here with Palani now. Listen, don't sleep on her, all right? You don't want to be that guy figuring out last. You don't last second through TikTok. You want to figure out through here, the hub of the underground. So, it's been Saintly Solace the Soldi Man, and I'm out.